Well, we're actually on our way back up to Duddler's Inn from the show a few weeks ago on the railroads of John Young. This time to meet Craig Wirth.
Oh, wow.
He's a local TV guy here in Salt Lake City, and he's been doing that on and off and on and off now for decades.
Years.
He goes off to LA and he does network TV, and then he comes back here. It used to be called Worth Watching, and I'm not sure if it still is, but it's definitely worth watching, whether they call it that or not. But we're heading back up to Duddler's Inn because he contacted us. He wants to do a show on us of all the crazy things and on Duddler's Inn. And so we thought, well, for just a Wednesday's Fool kind of knockabout thing, we'll revisit Duddler's Inn and we'll go up there with Craig Wirth and the photographer from Channel 4 TV here in Salt Lake City. Now, assuming that you've seen the brilliant episodes on the railroads of John Young, then you know how my brother and I used to knock about in Parley's Gully. David and I were kind of idiots, especially when it came to anything automotive. We loved dinking around with cars. This is us growing up there on the rim of Parley's Gully. This was our house there. And oddly enough, this is David and his first car. He drugged this thing home when he was 10 years old, paid $15 for it. Okay, while we affectionately called this area the Gully, the official name is Parley's Hollow Wilderness Park. And you can still find a lot of artifacts down here from when the railroad used to come through. The railroad was bought out by the Denver and Rio Grande Western, and standard gauge. John Young built it as a narrow gauge railroad. But there's still a lot of artifacts down here from the railroad and the old Lincoln Highway. And that's what interested Craig Wirth and the Channel 4 news people. Craig's done some fabulous research on the area down here, found out about a fun rock fight between Mrs. Duddler and some county commissioners over water rights. He also found this photo of Duddler's Inn from back in the day. I looked high and low for one, couldn't find a decent one, and he found this cool one. Now, he also figured out that this was a microbrewery. It's often said that there was a wine cellar here, but this was just the cold storage for the beer casks. And the Duddlers had an entire brewing operation going on up here. And the Duddlers had gotten into a magnificent fight with the watermaster of Salt Lake over water rights in Parley's Creek, because Parley's Creek had been diverted down this aqueduct to use as drinking water in Salt Lake City, and they didn't want it used for making beer. So watch Craig's story this Sunday night, July 31st. It's part of the 10 o'clock news on Channel 4. And for the large group, in fact, the majority of you guys who do not live in Salt Lake City, I'm going to be putting a link up to goodforutah.com, and I'll put that on the Guys Hobby Shop page. Well, just like last time, my feet are utterly destroyed.
It's a good walk. I mean, I feel good, but I'm really tired.
Jeez.
I need to be able to keep up with Craig Wirth.
I used to walk that gully all the time, and, you know, as a kid, you know, run up one side, run down the other side.
Well, yeah.
And now it's like, we haven't even gotten out of the car yet. Yeah, I know, but So it's getting old is not for the weak of spirit, I'll tell you what.
That's true.
But anyway, that was an enormous amount of fun, and Craig Wirth is so darn fun.
Yes.
And I've talked to him about maybe doing some more shows together, and oddly enough, he likes the idea. So I think we're going to be revisiting this as time goes along. Should be an enormous amount of fun. Well, if you haven't been to the channel, that's because you haven't clicked on the blue button that isn't here, that will be here momentarily, that will allow you to subscribe to the channel and visit the channel and watch the 100 and almost 60 movies. Jeez Louise! At this point, well, it's not quite 160, but it's getting darn close to it. We can see 160 from here. And that button is appearing. Doink! See it right here, blue, subscribe. Click on that. Head on over to the channel and have more fun than a barrel of monkeys. Well, we're not sure how you found this fun and interesting and informative movie on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we'll see you here again in 1 week with some more significant screwing around. See you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.